Number 3, what did I tell you guys? It's Manuel Ugarte is next. And maybe we might get a cheeky Xavi Simons. Let's get into it, guys. Don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe. I'm a little bit early today, but you know what it is, guys. Come in, smash your likes, have your say. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan. And you know what to do, guys. It's the Morning Views Manchester United news, and I can only report it, guys, as I see it. Guys, I know a lot of people are reporting all sorts of news, but it's not here we go yet. And some of them already saying here we go. Charlatans, charlatans. But you know what? Man United are working around the clock with personal terms already agreed for the Uruguayan central midfielder, the defensive midfield ace. Players already keen to join Manchester United. Guys, it's going to be exciting. What are your thoughts? Get in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking, guys, because it's Manchester United. And we have seemed to taken over this transfer window in the Premier League settings at this current time. Manchester United have taken a significant step forward in their pursuit of Paris Saint-Germain star Manuel Ugarte. According to reputable journalist Fabrizio Romano, Man United have agreed personal terms with Ugarte, who's keen for the Old Trafford trip. Sorry, guys. The Red Devils are long-term admirers of the midfielder since he was learning his trade at Sporting CP. Young sensation Leny Yoro officially joined a few hours back. The French defender and Ugarte seem to have the same agent, Jorge Mendes. Having the same agent could smooth the discussions between United and PSG. Agreeing on personal terms is a major step for the club in this transfer chase. Club-to-club negotiations with PSG remaining ongoing. A new midfielder is the next priority for Premier League giants who have already signed a new striker and a new defender. Casemiro had an abysmal 23-24 season, and he will be hoping to come back strongly. His dip in form raised questions about United midfield stability, but Ugarte could be the answer to their woes. Sofyan Amrabat had a tough start to his life in England, but his performances in the last few games have impressed many critics. United have a buy clause in Amrabat's loan deal, however, they are yet to trigger it. Ugarte would be a solid addition to the squad, but it would be difficult for the Red Devils to sign him without generating funds from selling players. Guys, with this in mind, the Mason Greenwood deal has gone through £26.7 million. That covers our entire transfer spend to date. So we still have £50 million in the coffers, guys. And this, I have to say, it's been a long time since Man United has made so much money selling players in one transfer window, guys. It's interesting. It's been a long time since we've done this. You know what I mean? So it's really, really unrecognizable, our club at this hour, guys. It's going to be interesting. Let's see what we're going on to do. Big up to you. Big up to you, Rich. What's good, my brother? I hope you're well. Exciting news as Manuel Ugarte his terms agreed. And, you know, it looks like we might be pushing to get that deal over the line over this weekend. He may be flying into Manchester ahead of a scheduled medical. Guys, it's not complete, but they're moving very quickly. I can assure you guys it's possibly going to happen over the course of this weekend, might even be today or tomorrow. Now, it's not yet. Here we go. And I will remind you guys of this. Big up. Big up to Adebe, Deliso. Yes, I want Ugarte, Gutierrez, Fodi Kadioglu, Simmons, Daniel Mo. Is that Chiesa and Rabiot to United for a better next season? The only player on that list I'm not having is Chiesa, my bro. I'm a huge Italian fan, and Chiesa has been poor. Big up to you, Royden. How you doing, bro? I think we could probably get somewhere close to a region of maybe 27 plus 5 for McTominay. It's looking like he's open to a move to Galatasaray. It might be interesting to see what happens in the next few hours because, as we know, it's already 8:43 in the morning in the UK, and Manchester United are on business. They have been standing on business for this entire transfer window, so you know they are already at work, working on the outgoings and working on the incomings. Don't be shocked if you hear Saudi Al Ittifaq comes in for Casemiro today. There's some reports that it's very possible a bid could be coming in, So guys, stay tuned for more information. You know what I mean? Abe, what's good, bro? Man is saying Casemiro, Maguire, Ericsson, Antony, Lindelof, Bissaka, McTominay out to United. Okay. But you want to know something, my guy? I think Antony is not a realistic sale. I will be honest with you guys. I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, let's sell Antony, let's sell Antony. But realistically, it's one of the toughest deals to do. We've only just overspent in the last regime to get him. We should have gotten him for somewhere in the region of 35 to 50 million, but we didn't do that. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, guys. I really and truly think that Antony's going to be given one more season or maybe 6 months to prove himself before he is pushed out the door. Some people might disagree with that, but that's just my honest opinion. Big up to you, Kenny Fan TV coming in. Ugarte next. Do you think we'll get Neves? He's very costly. 100%. I'm not too sure if we are going to get him guaranteed, guys, but I do know that we have been looking to do some statements in this window. As you guys know, Leny Yoro was the pet project of an announcement from our new CEO in charge, Omar Barada. He wanted to use this announcement to announce his arrival, that he has started working at Manchester United. And, guys, what can I say? It was an impressive display. You know what I mean? What sort of cojones does this guy have, bro? Big up. Royden, the Nutty Sports. Breathe, please. You talk fast as Alice talks football. I'm sorry, bro. I'll slow down a bit. You know, it's a Trinidadian thing. We're in the Caribbean. We talk a little bit fast, so I will slow down. I'm sorry, my bro. You know what I mean? I think Royden thinks we can get 35, 40 million, maybe 40 for Casse and 15 for Ericsson and Medjbury. I think, you know, maybe we might get 5 million for Ericsson. It's going to be a low fee, but it probably will return the expenditure that we have paid him out in the last 2 seasons. I would not be too mad if we get him if he goes for 5 to 10 million pounds. It does not bother me, bro. I, however, would like to get Medjbury out for at least 10, something, you know, just the double figure so it can, you know, balance off the books. Also, I think that Casemiro might be going somewhere in the region of 25 to 35 million. Let's see what the Saudi clubs do. You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting to see which one of those teams come in and compete for McTominay. I was hearing that Fulham is starting to pivot probably across to another player, Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg. So it might be interesting. Maybe Højbjerg goes to Fulham and then Scott goes to Tottenham. It's going to be interesting. Let's see what we're going. Well, as you know, we are interested in Xavi Simons, guys. I think that's going to be the direct replacement for Ericsson. Now, I know Ericsson had an amazing Euros, but I would say to you all, think about his performances in the season last season for Manchester United. He was not that mobile. He was not even quarter as physical, and he was definitely not in the game and dominating the game as he was for Denmark. I think when I looked at him in this Euros, it confirmed to me that he needs to be gone. We need to get him out today. There's no more chances for Christian Eriksen. He did not show that same effort and levels of intensity in the Manchester United team all season last season, and I feel ripped off. I don't know about you guys, but I would like to see him go as soon as possible. It's one of those things for me. But you know what? We're making room. It says that we're making room. There's 2 midfielders with an uncertain future. And as we know, we are speaking about Scott Mctomminay. He's probably going to be leaving very shortly. There is some reports coming out that Galatasaray feel that Fulham and Tottenham target is going to be ready for a move. He's open to the negotiations. Let's see how that progresses today. Galatasaray believe that Tottenham and Fulham's target, McTominay, is open to move to them and are continuing efforts to sign him. The Manchester midfielder is now firmly in demand in the summer transfer window, with both Tottenham and Fulham keen on securing his services. McTominay has an interest further afield, though, through Galatasaray, interested in taking him to Turkey. What the Scotsman will do, I think he might move to a club in the Premier League. Manchester United have told Galatasaray they want 30 million euros for the midfielder, which is too much for the Turks, but they are not giving up. Galatasaray feel that Scott Mctomminay is open to a move to them, and they have a serious chance, according to Sky Deutschland. Remember, Galatasaray has Champions League, so they will be offering him Europe this season. It might be interesting to see what they do. They remain in contact with Manchester United as they try to find a deal which works for both clubs. Galatasaray consider McTominay to be the preferred solution for their midfield. It's going to be interesting to see how this deal develops, guys. Will Scott McTominay be on the move? I think it's going to be very interesting to see, and it may be happening very soon. Also, likely off of the players, but another departure from Manchester United as they confirmed the departure of goalkeeping coach Richard Hartis. Right, the Manchester United have officially confirmed the exit of goalkeeping coach Richard Hartis after more than 20 years of association with the club. United recently relayed that Yeli Tenrola arrived at United at Old Trafford following the stint at Burnley. Tenrola has effectively succeeded Hartis. Craig Mawson has remained with the Red Devils and will act as Tenrola's assistant. In addition to working with the current first-team goalkeepers Andre Onana, Altai Bayender, and Tom Heaton, Hartis also trained the club's former shot-stoppers like David De Gea, Dean Henderson, and Edwin van der Sar. A club statement on Hartis' departure reads, Manchester United can confirm that Richard Hartis has left the club with 5 years as senior first-team goalkeeping coach. We would like to sincerely thank Richard for his service, his significant contribution over 2 spells with the club, working in succession of the first-team goalkeepers and developing numerous academy goalkeepers, several of whom have reached the top level. Richard was integral in our Emirates FA Cup and Carabao Cup success in the past 2 years, and his prior spell from 2001 to 2010, he was the head goalkeeping coach in our academy and first-team goalkeeping coach in the 2007 and 8 season, when we won the Premier League and the UEFA Champions League. Richard leaves with our warmest, best wishes for the next phase of his career. Meanwhile, Hartis remarked, Manchester United is a special football club, and it has been wonderful to be a part of 2 separate occasions over the past 24 years. I am proud to have the opportunity to work with some of the very hardworking and committed people across all areas of the club, and to have experienced so many great moments with them along the way. In particular, I would like to thank all the goalkeepers, both past and present, who dedicated themselves to representing the club and playing in a way that befits Manchester United. He finished off by wishing everyone at the club the best fortunes for the future as Eric Ten Hag's men return to action on Saturday when they take on Scottish giants Rangers at Murrayfield Stadium in yet another preseason friendly. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? I think that was pretty interesting news. Big up to you, morning to you, Madhouse. Don't get too sad just yet, broski. Neves is not actually yet off the PSG. He has agreed. PSG is still negotiating with Benfica on the actual terms of the deal and how they're going to pay the payables, because as you know, they really wanted 120 million euros and PSG only offered 70. Now, there's going to be a short and very tight window for Manchester United to make an attack on that João Neves situation if they are going to make it. Let's see if it happens, guys. I cannot confirm just yet, but I know the Manuel Ugarte deal must be secured firstly, right? So we must secure Manuel Ugarte first. So maybe in the next hour to 2 hours, you're going to hear some more breaking news on Manuel Ugarte. You can even hear all terms agreed with the club and the player. Big up to you guys. Kenny, if you want to come in, I'll drop the link in the chat, bro, so you can have your say. Haven't spoken to you in a while, my bro. You know, but big up. Yeah. Mark, when did you realize that it was Wan Bissaka's fake Twitter account? After I said it, bro. Like, I followed this Wan Bissaka, but he has a tick as well. And then when I double checked, I was like, no, man, that's crazy. Wow. Too reckless, guys. Big up to you, Jeff Steele. Good morning, bro. I know it's pretty early in Adelaide. I hope you're well. What's going on? Thank you so much for getting here, my bro. Welcome to the stream. And the morning update goes as follows. You know, Manuel Ugarte, all terms agreed so far with the player. We're pushing the negotiations to try to get the deal done by latest today to see if we can sign him up officially, have him come fly into Manchester for his medical. It's going to be interesting because I've been reading everywhere that Manchester United wants to secure the defensive target and their midfield target to go on the USA Tour. As you know, we leave for the USA Tour next week. Are we going to see a flurry of signings, guys? It could be interesting. We have already sent documentation to Rabiot. I mentioned this yesterday. Let me bring this information up. I know some of you might not be interested in Rabiot, but I'm telling you guys, he is going to be great. He is going to work well in our midfield. We are yet to decide on going back for Sofiane Amrabat, and we might bring in Adrien Rabiot as a free agent instead. After improving the attack and the defense, United are expected to focus on the center of the park moving forward, but due to PSR concerns, they are unlikely to spend as much. Joshua Zirkzee became the first to arrive, and his arrival means Erik ten Hag can arrange his attacking players in a number of different ways. That's going to be very interesting. Lille's 18-year-old defensive sensation, Leny Yoro, who's also number 3 on the Golden Boy list. Guys, take a moment. Have a deep breath. We have 3 members of the Golden Boy list in our squad. It's going to be nice. Maybe we might make it 4, but it's yet to be seen. Let's continue now. I'm getting a little bit hyped, guys. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. I'm too positive. You know what I mean? With the Red Devils struggling to offload Casemiro, their deal with Paris Saint-Germain is in danger of collapsing. However, the midfield hunt is open, and we might be looking at Sofiane Amrabat instead of bringing back. So we might be looking, instead of bringing back Sofiane Amrabat, we might be looking to bring in Adrien Rabiot. Now, United are set to make a decision whether to trigger the permanent option for Sofiane Amrabat, and they're keeping an eye on Rabiot's situation. They tried to sign him last summer. And guys, never forget that there was news and reports yesterday that we have sent a bid in for him, and it's probably interesting. Nah, Jeff, I'm sorry. I haven't gotten to 1,000 to 1K yet, so I'm still yet to monetize the channel. But big up, bro. I think I might get there when the season begins. You know, the channel has been growing really nicely in the last few weeks. Hopefully, I'm on the road to 1K, so if I get there, hopefully you'll be the first. But big up to you, my bro. Thanks for the support. Coming here and smashing a like is going to be enough for now, my buddy. I hope you have a great morning. Big up to you, Mental Ball Game. What's going on with you, broski? Hope all is well. Oh, big up for that, Kenny Photography. That's amazing, my bro. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I hope you're having a great morning. Big up to you, G Wolf. Casemiro is going to Saudi. Well, it's going to be interesting because I hear the reports that Al Ittifaq has been in contact with his agent. It's left to be seen if he's going to accept. We know Casemiro is still convinced that he can fight for a position at Manchester United. Let's see what's going to happen. You know, there's more breaking news coming. The green light given. There's going to be interesting stuff coming up in the next couple hours, guys. It's going to be a busy Friday for Manchester United. You know what I mean? And just to bring a little bit of intrigue and nostalgia back, look at this face. Do you guys remember this guy? This guy was one of the best. I think I could never not say that this guy was amazing. You know what I mean? It's going to be one of those things. Let's see how this goes. Look at this, guys. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember this face? I remember this face. It's one of those faces of a brutal guy that was a dominant force in our midfield, and it's Nemanja Vidic, and this number 15 is now the shirt number of Leny Yoro, guys. It has been confirmed. Guys, I hope it's gonna bring back those memories. I hope that the number 15 gives him the blessing from Vidic, and he can be one of those dogged defenders also with that skill on the ball. Yeah, McTominay is about to go. Now for Maguire and Casemiro. Let's get De Ligt and Neves now. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Seal, I think we're going to be making us quite a bit of a complicated move for Neves. I don't doubt that we are going to attack that target, but I think we want to secure the Ugarte deal first. And I think it might be shocking. We might be pulling off one of the biggest coups in France if we do this, because PSG, they want him. And they have Manuel Ugarte. So what if we complete a deal for Manuel Ugarte and maybe even a cheeky loan for Xavi Simons today, and tomorrow morning, João Neves hijack? Guys, if this happens, it's going to be epic. I'm going to be coming on here screaming and singing and shouting and acting all wild. I'm telling you, anytime this kind of thing happens, because it's very interesting. It's very possible as well. You know, João Neves has said to be very interested in a Manchester United move. He was convinced by PSG as well, but he still would have the hope of the Premier League. There's said reports that he's interested in coming to the Premier League as a priority. But if the move does not materialize, well, he will take his options because he really wants to leave Benfica. We aren't getting Neves. How are PSG getting him so cheap when we were quoting nearly 50 million more? 100%, bro. I don't know what it is, but the Man United tax, it's real. Guys, the Man United tax on every single circumstance is real. We get extra hate. We got extra criticisms from everyone. You know what? We are being held to extra high standards every single time. The referees expect our players to be perfect on the field. We can't make the slightest mistake. And they check all our goals 5 to 6 times. It's a different standard, guys. You got to remember, we are the best in England, and they all want us to fail. But you know what? We are not going to let them get their way. And with the new structure that came in, I think everyone is crying in their car. You know what I mean, guys? I think all of these Premier League rivals are crying in their car. What do you think? Because in my honest opinion, I can't see Liverpool being happy. They have not signed a single player. Oh, and Arsenal, they've signed a goalkeeper that won't even make our under 18 bench. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting, guys. There's a lot of interesting news coming out. I'm going to be getting a lot more information as it goes on to the middle of the day. This is just the concrete information that I'm bringing to you guys right now. I just going to double check really quickly to see if there's anything else breaking while I'm here. But yes, Yoro will be the next Vidic, and he will be a legend of this club as well. I think long legs Leny Yoro is going to be an amazing footballer, guys. A lot of people have been saying that he's going to come in and be bled into the team. This is a young man who started every single game for Lille last season. And now, I know Lille is in the French league, but he's had very, very good performances. He's on. If anyone thinks that Jared Bradford was coming in to start at Manchester United, then I guarantee you Leny Yoro is coming to do the same. Now, there's going to be an interesting situation because I feel like if we get Matt Ice Delit, it's going to be a rotational system. We have 4 different competitions next season, guys, so don't be shocked because there is Carabao Cup that starts early. We have the league that begins on time. We have Europa League, which is now a league format. We have a minimum of 8 games to be played. It's going to be interesting to see what we do with those games because, like I said, guys, we need the rotational depth. We're going to have to rotate some of these players in and out to keep them fit because when we head into January, we will also have Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and Europa League and the Premier League all in the same month. It's going to be very interesting to see how we cope with this, how our rotational system works, and how many players we get in for backups. Because one thing is for sure, guys, this first summer is in a long time. We have been buying starters that are going to be on the bench. We're going to have a strong squad in terms of depth from the starting 11. We haven't done this in years, guys. We've only ever replaced the first teamers in the first team. We've never signed a surplus of players who can compete with them. It's always been a drop-off. So it's going to be interesting, guys. You know what I mean? There's some funny dealings going on. There's all I'm saying. 100%, bro. And you know what? Omar Barada saying that this was a statement he wanted to make to announce his arrival. He's got a lot up his sleeve. If this was a pet project of Omar, which one is Dan Ashworth's pet project? He must have a pet project. Dan Ashworth doesn't strike me as the guy that's going to come here and not have an ace up his sleeve. And while I might not have been one of the biggest fans, I do regard that he is a very, very good at what he does. He might be the one to bring home the player that I want most in our defense. And I know some of you might laugh at me. Some of you might call him a vegetable. But Calafiori to United, I'm manifesting that with everything I say every single time I have a stream. I'm manifesting Calafiori to United, guys. And trust me, when he comes, our left back position is going to be secured. 100%. He's going to also be a backup for Lisandro Martinez. If we could get that deal over the line, it has stalled dead in the water for Arsenal because they were offering a player plus cash swap deal. Basel wants their 50% sell-on clause. Bologna does not want to give them out of the cash, but they also want the player. So there's been a stalemate. Now Bologna has rejected the offer from Arsenal. The deal is completely off. There's going to be some interesting situations and development. Can United pounce? We know Juventus is interested in the player, but they are also interested in some Manchester United players as well, including Jadon Sancho. It might be interesting to see what happens here because, guys, I'm getting this feeling that United are going to get that guy. You know what I mean? Big up to you, Stephanie Griffith, coming in. 13 likes, 13 watching. Thank you, guys. I hope you're having a great morning. And those of you coming in the non-live, don't forget to smash those likes. Help the channel grow. And it can only grow with your help, guys. For every like that you guys smash, the channel gets referred to another person and the community grows. Big up. Yes, Jeff Steele. Ineos are doing mad balls in the transfer market. I'm loving this. So am I, bro. Big up to Sir Jim and everyone finally turning things around after Woodward and etc. Jeff, you know what I agree with there, bro? These guys are making Woodward, Murtaugh, and all those guys look like absolute incompetence. Absolute incompetence. They have not been able to do their job for the last how many years? A decade of dross we were seeing. We thought this was what elite meant. I can't believe that. Now I feel ripped off for the last decade, but you know what? I feel like this new transfer window makes me feel a sense of refreshment. It gives me a bit of excitement. It makes me feel that for the future, it looks bright. If we can continue moving like this, we're going to be a dangerous force. Everyone is going to fear us in the market again because United has that pull. There's only one club in the world that has a pull bigger than Man United. And in my opinion, that's Real Madrid. And that's only because they have a brand new stadium with a covering roof. But you know what? The Wembley of the North is coming. The new Old Trafford will be here in 2 years. And when it comes, hey, who's going to have more pull than United, guys? You know what I mean? Yeah. Fulham's offer is too low. We should not be accepting anything around 17 million for Scott. I know a lot of people don't like him, but he's a very interesting player for me. I think he could come in and deliver in critical moments, and that's what you need mostly from some of these teams. Now, guys, I wanted to bring this story to the fore because I don't know if much of you know about it, and I know some of you might have mixed emotions on this player, but this is my captain, guys. Bruno Fernandes, he is my captain. I know this is a transfer show, but I wanted to bring this news because when I read about this, guys, I felt touched as a fan. I felt confident as a fan that this guy is the right choice for our captain. Bruno Fernandes shows his true colors and details of classy act towards Man United emerges. Guys, there were some reports that, you know, despite United having a tumultuous season, Fernandes still put in impressive numbers. But what's more interesting is that when we made the FA Cup final, you know what I mean? It emerged that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos have removed the perks from the staff who were heading down to Wembley. United had a tradition thought to date as far back as the days of Sir Matt Busby, in which the club and staff were allocated free tickets plus travel to and from the National Stadium as a pre-match lunch and after-match party and accommodation in the capital. The senior employees were also given the opportunity to take their friends and family with them. However, as part of the cost-cutting measures implemented, United's new minority owners, in an effort to comply with PSR rules, employees were informed in an email that they would only receive one ticket, and they were also told they would have to pay £20 per coach for Wembley, guys. But guess what? You know, when Bruno Fernandes heard this, he was so frustrated that he turned around, he said, you know what? I am going to pay for every single employee and their family. I'm going to cover all the costs myself. This is what Bruno Fernandes did. He said, I'm horrified by this action. I will cover the cost myself. Send me the bill. Send me the bill. And guess what happened, guys? Look, there's proof here. There's proof right here. You know what I mean? Fair play to Fernandes offering to pay for the staffers' trip to Wembley and Manchester United play in the FA Cup final. You know what happened? The club said, you know what? We will spend the money. Because they did not want it to be known that Bruno Fernandes, you know, had to show them up in that manner. And this is one of the blemishes, and this is just for me to show that you guys, yes, it's amazing what Ineos is doing, but they are not perfect, and they might still make mistakes. Now, I wanted to bring this also to let you guys know that, you know, Manchester United, there have been reports of the Manchester United women's team not receiving the same amount of attention, but the Manchester United women's team have already signed 3 players this summer, guys. You know what I mean? We've signed on a permanent deal Melvin Maynard for 3 years. We've also re-signed a player who came in from Birmingham City. Let me just confirm her name. I always forget her name, bro. I don't know why. She's a very good striker. She's going to add some depth to our attack as we lost Luisa Garcia this season as well. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes, guys, because you know what? It's going to be interesting. Hold on. Let me just pull this up really quickly. One second, guys. What? Why is it not here? Boom. Okay. So Irina Guerrero has left Manchester United as well. You know, she was not retained for her services last season, so that's one of the outgoings. As you know, Mary Earps has also left as well. You know, it's also interesting. I just mentioned Luisa Garcia also was, but we brought in the signing of Elizabeth Turland, 23 years old striker from Norway. She is going to bang, guys. Trust me, I've watched some of her games back. She played for Brighton last term. She was one of the players that scored against us in our game versus Brighton, both home and away. She's very talented, and I look forward to see what she can do. As I said, we also signed Melvin Maynard on a 3-year deal. She was on a loan last season, as well as Wolfsburg defender, 29-year-old Dominic Janssen. So there's been 3 incomings in the Manchester United women's team, as well as 3 outgoings. In the men's team, as you know, there's been 3 outgoings and 2 incomings already confirmed to date. So Man United have been doing business on both ends of the spectrum, and they've been doing it well, guys. How big is this? Big up to you, Stretty Post. Big up, my brother. We are moving the way we are moving. It's mad. I can feel another here we go coming, guys, and I'm telling you, it's only 9:11, guys. In a few short moments, it's going to be 11. And you know what time that is? That might be the time that you hear terms agreed. Don't doubt me. I've been saying this all week, guys. Big up to you, Jeff Steele. There's an Arsenal fan on YouTube talking up United and our business. This transfer market is doing something right. 100%. Well, you know, Jeff Steele, Arsenal has only signed a goalkeeper that can't even start for under 18s. He's a teenager. He's a backup choice. And he's not even as good as Vitek. I'm being honest with you. I've seen some of his comps. Nah, bro. What about Ahmad if Sancho stays? Well, Royden, I don't think you should be worrying too much about that. There's a lot of games to go around this season with a minimum of 55 games to be played. I kind of anticipate that most of our players will average around the 20 to 25 game mark this season. And these are just basic games that we have to play. We're not talking about the knockout games when we go to the next round of the Europa League or the FA Cup, additional games, as well as going in the late stages of the Carabao. So I think there's going to be a lot of games to be had. But the biggest thing I think is that players are going to have to fight tooth and nail for these positions. It's not going to be given to anyone. You know, well, maybe Bruno, I still think he's still going to have to put in great performances to keep his starting role if we were to sign Xavi Simons on a loan. It's going to be very interesting. Big up to you guys coming in. You know what I mean? Let me just make this last check to see what other news is there because, you know, there's some interesting, there should be some more interesting reports being launched. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, there's some breaking reports that Manchester United had made a last-ditch effort to sign Amadou Onana, guys. You guys want to see this? Hold on. There's some reports that we made a last-ditch effort in the dying moments to sign Amadou Onana, but he had already given his word. As you can see the reports there. Man United made last-minute hijack for Aston Villa bound star, but he had given his word and he didn't want to break it. Hats off to him for keeping his word to Aston Villa like that. You know, you can't, you know, to me, integrity is something very important, and a player that has it is a player you should respect. It's one of those things. It's just interesting, guys, on what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? Guys, let's move it along. It's Friday morning, and you know what? It's the weekend coming, and Manchester United are preparing to face off in Scotland with Rangers as they go in their second preseason match. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here, guys. I will be doing a preview later on, but early reports say that a lot of the first team senior players will be back for the game. Several of them will be heading over to Rangers for that game on you know what I mean. Let's see what's happening here. Let's get into some of the information. While the youthful squad of consistent players who are not first-team regulars, performed in the game against Rosenborg, although they fell short of the expectations, losing 1-0, we can talk and make good on everything that was bad. I'm not that guy. I have seen that this is not the standard of top football, says Erik ten Hag. In top football, we have a much higher standard, and as individual, you must make sure you are fit. I know you cannot be match fit in this moment, so we need games to get there. One of the few, if not silver linings, was goalkeeper Radek Vitek, who made 7 saves and proved crucial in keeping the scoreline down. Fortunately, it appears United may have a significant boost against Rangers at Midfield on Saturday, perhaps helping them to avoid another dismal display. The official website confirmed that several first-teamers are expected to take the pitch or at the very least be fit for selection, thereby expanding Ten Hag's options. Following the conclusion of Euro 2024, Scott Mctomminay has returned to training and completed his preseason testing. Andre Onana is back. Jadon Sancho is available. Amad Diallo have all been working out with the rest of the team, signaling their readiness to take the field. So, guys, you're going to see Amad. You're going to see Sancho. Sancho has a huge point to prove. Now, guys, I said what I said a few months ago about Jadon Sancho. I think, we should be sold. But at the same time, I also did say if he goes in on his own accord and apologizes to Erik ten Hag, he deserves a chance. Because everyone, at the end of the day, respect is respect. And you can make a mistake and you can also learn from your mistake. And I think Jadon Sancho going into Ten Hag's door, knocking on it unannounced, shows an improvement and a maturity in his character. And I would like him to get a chance. Because you know what? Sometimes when you realize you're wrong, it's usually too late. And, sometimes second chances can be given at that time. But, Sancho is a talented player. And I know some people might say, if he was not that talented, but bro, this is football. This is competitive sport. If you're not that talented, you're not going to be in the starting 11 anyway. You know what I mean? I hate to say it like that, but it's the facts. You can't try to say an average player and compare him to a world-class talent. It's insane. You know what I mean? But I wanted to thank all of you guys for coming in this morning. I will be back after lunch shortly, right around 1:30 UK, to bring you an update on what is happening, because I believe there's going to be maybe all terms agreed, or here we go today for Manuel Ugarte. Maybe we might have some surprises coming in as well. Big up to you, Compost Smurf. Big up to you, Jeff Steele, Royden Force. Thank you so much, Royden, for coming into this morning. I hope you have a great day, my bro. Big up to you, Stretty Post. What's good, Meltel Ball Game? Hope you're good, my brother. And big up to you, Stephanie Griffith, always coming in, the MVP of the Man United space. No one works harder than she does. Big up to you guys. I will be seeing you guys later. Big up to you, G Wolf. What's good? It's be nice to see more of you. Maybe I could invite you to the channel one day, bro, if you have the time, G Wolf. It would be amazing to have you on. Big up, my bro. Madhouse, thank you so much for coming in. Big up to you, RD. And big up to you, Rich Sports. Abibi Deliso, big up, my brother. Guys, I will be back with some more news live. As I said, 1:30 UK time. Be here. And you will be getting more information as our transfer window unfolds. Glory, glory, Man United. We're doing the business. More here we goes to come. Oh.